Graduating as an economist from the Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam, I decided not to join Unilever initially. I started to work with Canon, and I worked in the Canon headquarters of Europe, Africa and Middle East for about 5 years, and in those years I made the transition to the field of human resources. After that I joined Unilever, which is now 16 years ago, and in Unilever I've always worked in human resources. I've done different roles in human resources. I started in the margarine factory, Nassau-Kade, Rotterdam, and within the first year that job was expanded to become the head of human resources for Vandenberg Foods, it was called at the time. I spent 3 years in the role. I was asked to start or to help set up the first foods category in Unilever Europe, and that was Spreads and Cooking Products Europe, where we started the whole business from scratch. It didn't exist yet as a category. We could put a new building, all the people together, and it was a very interesting experience. While I was doing that job, Unilever has asked me to do a master's in HR and leadership, which I gladly accepted. And for 1.5 years I studied at the Rotterdam School of Management, where I graduated after 1.5 years with honors as a master's in HR and leadership. About the time I finished that one, Unilever asked me to assume my first board position, which was the HR role at the board of Lever Fabergé, one of the, at that point in time, 3 operating companies within the Netherlands. And after 3 years, we combined the operating companies in the Netherlands to one Unilever, and I became the vice president of the first one Unilever company in the Netherlands. I did that role for 4 years, and in the meantime also the role changed to become a Benelux as we made a multi-country organization. And after 4 years I came to Turkey, which is now 3 years ago. So in the last 3 years I've been around in Turkey. Advice to the younger generation, because we are we want to be a talent magnet. We want to attract many people, and fortunately we do. We get like 20,000 applications for 50 or so management trainee positions. My advice to the young generation would be to work hard, to be disciplined, to make sure you get the right results in your study but also in your work. But in the end, that's not what makes the real difference. I think the real difference is made by those people who are not afraid to be themselves. And our campaign in Unilever for many years was actually be yourself. And I think daring to challenge, daring to be yourself, and also not trying to be something you are not trying to be whatever the person is, your environment or your friends or even the company may want you to be, but stay true to yourself will really make the difference, on the basis of course of a fundament of hard work, which is something that in our company but also society at large is very much needed. Being an expat, I was asked, would you advise people to be an expat? And I would say I would always advise people to be an expat. It's a wonderful experience, and it is also an experience which can make you more rich as a human being. For that, I think it's very important that you choose how you would approach your expatriation. Many people would look at the host country from the perspective of their home country. And my advice would be to do it the other way around. Try to look at your home country with the perspective of your host country, which makes you learn a lot more about your own country, your own background, the own habits you have adopted in your own culture, but also value the new country you are in more. Unilever is and has always been, in my view, very much a purpose-driven company. A purpose-driven company which we try to reflect through our behavior, the way we operate in a company, the way we deal with our people, the way we commit to the success of our people, but also the way we try to make a difference in society through our brands, through our activities, but also through leading the agenda, leading the way we think, for instance, about sustainability. I think that is something that is truly unique, and it's something that is in the DNA of our company. And that's what makes me get out of bed in the morning, to be part of a company that actually makes a difference. It's not only about sustaining the company by having a good business results, but also the awareness that we do play as a large company a big role in society, not only for our employees, the people who work with us or for us, the many companies who provide services for us, but also in society as a company that's very visible. I think in terms of your career in Unilever, and I want to say something about careers as I'm the HR guy, is that you should mainly focus on what you like, and you should mainly focus on your strength, because usually people are best at what they like, and those tend to become their strength. And I always say that if you spend most of your waking hours at work, you better do something you like. And I think if you try to do whatever you do to the best you can, you try to enjoy it, and you are really in the moment, not in the past, not thinking too much about the future, but just trying to do the right thing at the right time, your career will come automatically. That's how I try to live my life, that's how I made my career in Unilever, and the company has not disappointed me so far.